This is the DNA Pest Control Podcast with your hosts, Daniel and Anthony.
All right. How's it going, everybody? Another week down. It's crazy how time flies, especially during this pandemic. It's been pretty nuts out there. But us in the pest control world, we got pretty lucky. We are still going. I know some of the industry has kind of had some hiccups. I know termite work and termite inspections have gone down quite a bit, which, you know, I get it. I understand, and I'm sorry about that, guys. But we still are good. You know, we still have jobs. We're still working, which is nice. We still get to get out of the house a little bit and drive around town. So I wanted to start this episode off just catching everybody up. I know the one we just set out. We'll kind of explain a little bit of what today's going to go. But anyway, I wanted to talk about the current events that's going on in the pest control world. If you're not paying attention or you're just kind of doing your thing, I just want to keep everyone informed and then also give you a little bit of my own personal opinion on some stuff, whether it is worth anything or not. Excuse me. But so first things first, with the current events in pest control, if you haven't listened to the last episode, go back and listen to it. There is a new service. It has already been started. There are companies that are already doing it. If you haven't heard about it or your company hasn't talked about it, it is full board. So it is the disinfectant service. I gave a little opinion on it. I suggest guys to jump on learning that service and doing it. Also, best practices with everything, safety-wise. I'm sure pay is going to increase for anybody who is willing to do that service. So jump on it, guys. I suggest learning everything about it. And you know what? Just keep up with the times. Make sure that you are with it. Other than that, everything else has been very calm. Everything else has been very, no new news really in the pest control industry. We kind of are just in a low profile right now, I think. We don't make a lot of noise. We just go get our stuff done and we do it. So moving on with the whole virus and everything that is going on, I just wanted to give my own opinion on it. I think everyone's a little overreacting. I think we need to stay calm. In past episodes, I talked about it. Guys, don't overreact. I had a guy call me. He was telling me some stuff that was going on, especially with checks. If you guys didn't get your check yet, $1,200 per individual that paid taxes in 2018 or 2019. Over a certain amount, obviously, you're going to get $1,200. Married couples making under $150,000, you're going to get $2,400, and then $500 per kid after that. Just saying with that, don't overreact. Don't freak out. Try to stay calm. Be very calm about everything. You don't need to go super crazy with it. I was talking to one of my guys about this we're in a time where, uncertainty is going to come up. We don't know what's going to happen next. Even thinking about it, these secure jobs that everyone had are now obsolete. Kind of interesting how everyone says go to school, get a job, and now you don't have a job and you went to school. So it's just kind of interesting what everyone, tells you to believe and what you have to believe and what you do, and then suddenly shit hits the fan and everything stops and you did everything correct, but nothing went your way. So with that being said, I just wanted everyone to know, stay calm. Don't freak out in these times. It has to pass. It's going to pass. It will pass. You got to realize there's only so many sick people in this world that the virus can even take out and kill. I know that sounds very insensitive of me, but on a very logical standpoint, think about it. The virus is, how it's designed and what it's for. It's for sick people and the elderly. So once that runs its course, then what? It's not going to keep going. It's going to eventually fall off. So, just in all reality, it's not going to destroy us. We are going to keep on living. We are going to keep on going. Yes, unfortunately for the sick and the elderly, that could affect them. But for everybody else, we're fine. We'll be able to keep on going. And we need to understand that, and understanding that comes into preparation. Be prepared. These checks that the government's sending out, these checks that everyone's getting, if you still have a job and you're still working full time and you're still making the same amount of money, don't spend that money. Don't be stupid. I can't say it enough. I told the guy this. I've been telling everybody this. I'm not spending my $2,900 that I got from the government. That's not money to be spent on anything. Me and my wife, we sat down, we talked about it beforehand, and we agreed on it. We don't need anything right now. We don't need anything stupid. There's nothing that we need. We've been able to live this long without stupid stuff, or whatever we need to buy. Why do I need to buy it now? I've already lived this long without it, so I don't need it. I may want it, but I don't need it. So just be smart out there, guys. Just be frugal in what you're doing. I know a lot of people, especially on Instagram, if you're into, Grant Cardone or any of those guys, they're going to tell you something else, whatever it may be. But I'm just going to be real with you guys. You need to be prepared. Now, whatever your plan is, that may fall into that. Or, if you listen to any of these motivational speakers or anything like that, you need to, don't just jump ship. Don't just start buying their programs. Don't start going crazy on that stuff, because they're just trying to make another buck. They're just trying to sell their stuff to make more money. You need to be smart. You need to be proactive. All those things are to make sure that you are doing something and becoming proactive. They're just, they're doing discounts. They're doing all these things. They're just looking to cushion their wallet during these times. They're trying to get as much of that government money that they can from you before you go and spend it all. So you need to make sure that you guys are on it, that you're being frugal. If you have a job, great. Don't spend, cut back. Be prepared. I talked about it in previous episodes. That's what I'm doing here with my business. We are being prepared. We have cut out things that we absolutely don't need. We are going absolutely lean. We have cut all the fat out of the business that we did not need to spend stuff on. So it's been awesome. We've been able to save a ton of money. We've been able to run a lot leaner, cleaner, everything better. So make sure that you guys are doing the same in your family, in your life. Just look everywhere that you can possibly save, or anywhere that you can make more money. It's not always about saving, but it's also about where can you make more? Is there an opportunity for you to make another paycheck somewhere else? Do that. DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, all those places are going through the roof. Well, food, I shouldn't say, Uber, Lyft, because they're not driving really anymore. But all the places that are delivering food, look at that as an opportunity to make more money. But be calm in these times. Make sure that you are prepared for what's to come, because we do not know what's going to happen. We did not know that this was going to happen in 2020. How could we have known? But it happened. And so if you were not prepared, you were spending all your money and you were pretty much living paycheck to paycheck. This put a kink in that. And now, if you got that, $1,200 or whatever, $1,000 that you got from the government, and you think you can spend now, more money on that credit card, think again, because you don't know if you're going to get another check from the government. And the government can't just give money away without something happening. So just be prepared, be cautious, and do what you need to do to make sure that you're not overspending your money, and making sure that you're keeping it in track. Be smart with it, because these are the times that if you're the one that was smart with your money and you are being smart with it, you're going to have a massive opportunity when we start coming out of this. House prices are probably going to drop. Renting is going to probably go down. All those prices are going to drop. Now, the only unfortunate part is when those prices drop, people start paying less too. And so it would not shock me if everyone started going back to minimum wage and cutting down salaries. It already happened to my brother. They came out with an email, mass email, told everyone, hey, you're making less now. So just be prepared for that, guys. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, and you've got to be ready for it. So just make sure that you are the ones that are prepared for that. Now, moving on to services for our technicians out there listening in. It's kind of different now, servicing in these times. I was not out in a truck for a couple months, and I have been able to get back in a vehicle for a little bit, just for things here and there. Unfortunately, we are one tech less because he got sick. And so with everything happening, we had to go 15 days, and we haven't heard back from him. So I get to get back in a truck, which is awesome, because I get to see what's going on out there. I get to see, how the services are going, and people are a little bit more cautious than before. So if you are not in the pest control industry, you're just someone listening in, I want to tell you something that's kind of funny. Those masks, okay, your little cloth mask that you put over your face, that's not doing anything. A virus can go through that. So just be aware of what you're doing. Don't be stupid. You look ridiculous if you're one of those people walking around with masks on, especially if it's not an N95 mask. You're not doing anything for you. You're not doing anything for anybody else. Everything, all the viruses that is coming in and out of that mask, they're just going right through it. There's no blocking it. There's nothing. All the masks that are designed, unless it has a seal all the way around it, more than likely you can breathe in the virus. And guess what? Those masks are only meant to protect the person that's wearing it, not to protect anybody outside of that. Especially our masks, if you have the gray ones, the big gray ones, when you do any fogging or anything like that, there's a little piece on the front that allows airflow to escape when you breathe out, because you don't breathe back out of those filters. You keep the airflow is in through the filters. So if you are sick, you are going to keep getting other people sick if you are wearing those masks. There's no filter on it. It does not block anything from the outside world. So, or you breathing out to the outside world. So just so anybody knows, be smart about it, educate people about it. They're just going to buy up all these masks that are, that the first responders need. And we just need to be smart. We stop buying those masks, stop, making these companies run out of supplies. You're not going to get rid of this thing. You're not going to get rid of the virus. Washing your hands, that's a good practice. The antibacterial soap, everything's a good practice, but you got to realize, even our disinfectants, it takes up to 10 minutes to kill viruses. So you washing your hands for 30 seconds is probably going to wash off a virus. It's not going to actually kill the virus. So just be aware of what you're dealing with. But these services now, make sure that you do have a mask in the vehicle. I have noticed everyone is uneducated, so it's okay to have just any mask in the vehicle to put on and cover your face. That's going to help out the most. But these, so I have a mask on the truck. I had to wear it to some of these customers, and they even put on their bandana, which does absolutely nothing for me, which I don't care anyway, because my mask is an N95 mask, so I'm not going to get sick. But they will if I am sick, which I'm not. So we're good there. But make sure that you have masks. Make sure that you have gloves. I do suggest not using the nitrile disposable gloves. I have not bought any here in my company, and I don't plan to until this all blows over, just because I want those to be available for doctors and hospitals. We all have to do our part. Let's do our part, guys. That's part of it. So the other thing that we need to do, so even with the services, so remember, keep your distance 6 feet away from the door. That's all good practices to do. Now, to be able to treat effectively, the outside service obviously is not affected in whatsoever anyway, but definitely do your due diligence to make sure you know if they are sick. So when you are going to go inside, you can ask them, hey, has anyone been sick in the past 14, 15 days? They say, no, great, go inside, do your service. You're not touching anything anyway. You're not coming in contact with them. At least you shouldn't be. I don't know what you're doing out there if you are. So definitely just keep your distance. Make sure you are doing your part. Also, I wanted to cover how to do estimates. So I've been doing estimates lately with certain people. Now, if they specifically request me to wear a mask, I do. I do not wear gloves. I don't lick my fingers after I talk to someone. So more than likely, I'm not going to get that into my mouth or anything like that. But I'm not also touching anything. So, guys, I want you to know if you're not experienced in estimates, you need to go find someone who is and pick their brain about it, because estimates are crucial to our business, one, and crucial to your job and job security. If you can't close an estimate, you're more than likely at the very bottom of the totem pole. So, and if any of my guys are listening, yes, that would include any of you that do not get any estimates. And if you are not closing, yes, you would be considered at the bottom. Now, people might say, that's not fair. You can't say that. Well, guess what? That's reality, and that is life, unfortunately. If you are not a good worker, you are not going to be praised. You are not going to be worth much for the company. I consider all my guys, all my people, they are assets to this company. They are valuable here. I do not want to see them go, but also they need to know if you can't close an estimate, you're not that valuable here. You can be replaced. And unfortunately, that is the truth in this world. Look at how many people are unemployed right now. That's because there's not enough value put on there, and because the government has shut us down in some of those instances. But all the salesmen, if you're a good salesman, guess what? You're probably still employed because you can work from home, you can call, you can email, you can do a lot of stuff. Those are people who can close. I know sales is a big, scary word, and some people even get offended by it, but guess what? That's part of life. So how to do an estimate with COVID-19. Okay, guys. So what I have done and what I was doing this week with any of the estimates that I went to is, one, keep your distance. I'm not shaking anybody's hand. No one's been offended. Obviously, no one really cares. I'm not going in there, and if they try to shake my hand, I just let them know, hey, sorry, with what's going on. We're not allowed to shake your hand. For my safety, your safety. Because if I'm sick, I could get you sick. If you're sick, you can get me sick. So, just very light. I do not make it too serious. But then also, when I'm walking around the house, I'm not specifically moving a ton of things. Now, I did go do a bed bug job. I made the customer actually lift the bed. He was a younger guy, so he could. So he lifted the bed. I found a bed bug. Okay, case is closed. I know what you have. Cockroach, same thing. I did not have to. I was opening up some of the cupboards and everything like that, but the customer did not have to be there while I was doing that. Now, if it is just for a general pest estimate or anything like that, you don't have to look at anything, guys. You don't have to go through. You don't have to start moving stuff around and in the garage. Some companies may say, no, that's part of it, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to, okay? I've done so many sales in my career that doing those things is nice, and it is a good help to solidify what you're doing in your work, but you do not have to go through and start moving everything around. If they can explain the bug to you, they can tell you exactly what it is. That is going to give you the best idea of what you're dealing with. Most people have Google now. I know it's crazy. The internet's nuts. It's on like every phone. But most people will actually Google those things and show you a picture or take a picture to where you don't even have to go into the home anymore. You could do this all over the phone with the estimates. Now, I do prefer going to the home because that is a little bit more professional. But I do go to the home and I respect their decisions. So if they need me to wear a mask and gloves, I wear a mask and gloves. but I ask a lot of questions. I pick their brain on what's going on. So just so you know how I ask and what I'm doing is if they say, we have a lot of Turkestan roaches out here. They used to be Oriental roaches. Turkestan roaches came in and pretty much ran them all out. So we're only dealing with a few roaches here in California, especially the Sacramento area, the greater Sacramento area. Oriental roach, Turkestan roach, American roach on the outside. Okay, you're not going to get anything else. It's super rare. If you do really get anything else on the outside, you will get here and there field roaches, but that's pretty rare on that. So when you are doing those, I'm asking them specific questions to those. So if you don't know your bugs, guys, come on, get on it. Learn your bugs, learn your insects, figure out, and then start being a good detective. Okay, that's part of our job. So I'm asking them, if they say roaches, instantly estimate, I got to go to your house because I don't trust you. Because if you type in cockroach in Google and you look in the images, it shows German cockroaches and it will also show Oriental roaches. Even if you type in Oriental roaches, it's going to pull up German cockroaches. So even Google imaging on some insects, which is crazy to me, is even wrong. So I'm always going out there and I'm asking a set of questions. Where are you seeing them? Inside, outside. If they say inside, where are you seeing them inside? How big are they? Show me with your hands. Do you have pictures? Do you have one that's dead in a bag? What do you have? Let me see. And if I do have to investigate on the inside for German roaches, I will. If not, then I will stick to the outside and I'll just ask questions on what they're seeing and what we can do, to take care of it. But even with ants or anything else, it's where you're seeing the ants, what's going on, and then give them your services. This is what we can do. This is what's going to take care of it. That's that, and then let them decide. So, estimates right now shouldn't change too much. You might have to wear some masks and gloves, but at the end, do what you can over the phone or even do what you can talking to them on the doorstep without going inside, walking around too much. Because we can pretty much dial it down, and if you can't, then you need to learn. You need to go back. You need to start looking into some of those books. There's a Target book out there that's great. It has a bunch of insects in it. You can go online. I know, I think it's NPMA has an app. Let me pull it up real quick and I'll show you, or I won't show you, but I'll tell you. So they have an app on the phone that will actually identify bugs for you. Let me see here. Give me just a minute. Here, okay. So it's called the NPMA Guide Pro. I think it's like $4. I bought it. I think it's for a year or something. I don't know. It was super cheap, so it didn't matter to me. But you literally can go in and it'll show you the ants, bees, hornets. They even have blood feeders, cockroaches, fabric and paper pests, flies, spiders, occasional invaders, termites, literally everything. So you can go through all these things and you can even go into where you can identify. Let me see. Is this the one where you can identify? Oh yeah. So it's ID. So it asks you how many legs? 4, adult head and body length, 5.5 to 6, 7/8. It literally goes through it because obviously 4, you're looking at a squirrel, a rat, something. Great. You want to go to 8, it's going to tell you, okay, look, you have American dog tick, black widow. I mean, it literally goes through all these things for you. So this is something that you could probably get on your phone if you haven't, to help you identify these pests over the phone, or even, if you need to, just pull it out right there with them and say, okay, let's look at this. Let's find out what it is. So even the estimate shouldn't change too much, but you don't have to go through and you don't have to go as crazy as you guys may have done in the past. You could probably explain everything over the doorstep. Just ask the right questions, ask where they've been seeing them, what they have seen, what the color was, what do they look like, how big they are. And you can pretty much get really dialed into, what pest it may be. So just remember, guys, be safe out there. Don't create a big situation with this. Make sure that you are being safe. If you are sick, stay home. Do not compromise this. Do not make this worse than it is. And just be safe. Just do everything you can. Do your part. With some episodes that are coming, I am going to go into more depth about certain insects and different treatment methods on those insects, just so everyone can stay up to par with everything that is going on, especially at being out there. You know, we still got to run routes. People still have bugs, and it's just going to get really bad out here, especially in Sacramento. We had a lot of rain, and it's getting hot early. So we're going to have a great summer, but with this, it's going to be kind of interesting. So we got to change how we act and how we react to what's going on, because, you know, whether you're doing good things or bad things, you're sick, you're coughing, believe me, you're going to get, you know, they're going to start cutting you out pretty quick if you're doing stupid stuff. So guys, stay on your toes, learn everything you can. If you're not working right now, I'm sorry, but learn, study, do your part. So when you do get back into the field, you get back into working again, you can be an asset that they can use, you know, to grow their business. Or if it's yourself and your own business and you've had to put everything on pause, learn, study, get that stuff, you know, look at what's growing, what's not, look at what you can add and implement and what not to. So when you get back at it, you're ready to go full board. Thanks for listening in, guys. Remember, stay safe, and get ready for some more of these episodes that are coming out to help you be able to do a better job. You know, whether it's being the owner, whether you're the manager, whether you're the secretary in the office, or whether you're a technician, listen in. This is all good information for you, and this is going to help. Please leave a review for us. It's huge, and it helps out a lot. Also, email us. Let us know what you want to know. If you have any questions or you want to be on the podcast, please email us. Let us know. We are here, and we do want to hear from you guys. So just listen in. We're ready for you. And also have an awesome weekend. Thanks for listening, guys.
Hey guys, this is Anthony, and here's a quick reminder. We want to hear from you, whether you're a technician, owner, or operator. We want to hear your stories, whether it's a horror story on the field, a funny story with the client, or just something straight up crazy or weird you've seen. And how can you do this, you ask? Well, our email is dnapestpodcast@gmail.com. That's DANDA pestpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us at Twitter and direct message us there at DNA Pest Podcast. That is D, the letter N, A, Pest Podcast. Follow us on Twitter. Or you can reach out directly through our website at dnapodcast.com. That's DANDA podcast.com. We want to hear from you, so let's hear it.